Welcome to the Coach and Crew Show. We're going to give some quick analysis and takes and then show our excellent previews. And I will make my kiss of death predictions. And by kiss of death, folks, this is hard to do. But guess what? This guy went 0-4 last week. Let's start in the AFC. It's a 7.5-point spread as the opening line. I feel like that's about appropriate. Luke, you're starting to become the Cincinnati's representative. You're 2 for 2 for picking Cincinnati this week. You like Joe Cool. You like the Bengals. And there you go. So what's it going to take for Cincinnati to go into Kansas City and get the W?
Well, for one, to prove Joe Cool, apparently he took a hit last week. We heard this on Chris Collinsworth podcast. His mic went out into his headphones. So for an entire drive, he called the plays on hand off of memory, like a street backyard football. Guess what? They got a field goal out of that drive. That's impressive.
Coach's headset went off either. Probably tried to fake that all the way through.
Yep. That's cockiness. I think this will be a very silent run game because both teams have a horrible run defense. Joe Mixon's going to get some good yards. I like Joe Mixon at plus 300 for first touchdown of the game. I think he's going to do really quietly. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be really quiet too. But Mahomes and Burrow are going to go off. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and I am taking the over on this all day long. Both teams have below a 65 overall on PFS run defense. Both have fairly good rushing teams. Both pass-heavy offenses. Best way to open up the pass is to run the ball. Expect a very quiet, heavy rushing game and a quick game with the clock wearing down fast to a tight fourth quarter.
The one issue you brought up that I don't know if you realize or not, is that kid McPherson. He's been phenomenal. Having said that, if we see a lot of McPherson besides kickoffs, Cincinnati's going to get destroyed because 7 is always greater than 3. Phil, I'm going to go opposite point of view. Kansas City gets one of the most emotional, craziest victories ever, 31 points in the last 2 minutes of regulation plus overtime. Is there any chance that there's an exhale letdown for enough to give Cincinnati a window to win before they go to their third consecutive Super Bowl?
Well, number one, Kansas City, there's too much talent on that team. It depends upon their defense with Tyrann Mathieu. Can he come back from that concussion he suffered last week? When you look at it, Kansas City, they've got a 4x100 track team out there. I don't know if anybody has assembled that much speed in one place ever. And they showed it. I mean, you can't keep them down. They can score on you in 13 seconds. So I don't know of any other team that can do that. What I would do is that historically, conference championship games are a lot closer. And what you should do is take the underdog in the points and take the over. But before you start looking at that, check the weather report, make sure Kansas City's not going to be under a blizzard this weekend. But Kansas City, they just keep playing and they just keep scoring. I mean, nobody can stop that offense. No one has stopped it. They just keep going and going and going. And they're going to score on anybody, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a back and forth game. And if somebody makes a mistake, they make a mistake, and that's how they lose.
Burrow took 9 sacks last week, and they still found a way to win.
No, they didn't. They did not find a way to win at all. Tannehill gacked it and lost the game. Tennessee lost that game. Cincinnati did not win that game. I hate to break it to you. Burrow had a heck of a game. He was fantastic. Took 9 sacks, got beat up, and threw for 350 yards. He was very, very good. But bottom line is, Tennessee, they were going to win the game, and their starting quarterback gacked it. Their starting quarterback lost that game. If his teammates locked him out of the locker room and then beat his ass and rolled his car over on its hood, he deserves it. He lost that game for him. It's not like Tennessee had the game in hand and their quarterback blew it. 3 INTs kills it for a team, period.
Phil, I agree with about 97% of your assessment of the entire both rants, if you will, or monologues and evaluations. The one thing I don't agree with, so bettors out there, listen to my words and take the opposite. Listen to Phil, not to me. But having said that, it's my show, my turn to talk. Okay. 7 is greater than 3. I don't think this one's going to be close. I'd like to see Cincinnati win. I don't think it's going to be close. We'll see. We'll see. NFC Championship game. I think the exact quote last week, because, I'm not the only one that gets these things wrong every now and then. Other people actually do sometimes get them wrong. Not as often as I do, but I think the quote of the weekend was, it's Garoppolo. There's not a chance he's going to win, period. And we won't say who said that exact quote.
Oh, no, I'll take full credit for it because I was correct. There's no chance Garoppolo was going to win that game, and he didn't. The head coach won that game. That game was a coaching piece of brilliance. You've got a head coach that was playing chess against another guy playing checkers, and the guy playing chess didn't have his most important chess pieces. He was missing his queen, he's missing a knight, he's missing a bishop and a rook, and he still dominated that idiot that was coaching Green Bay. I mean, they won without scoring any points from the offense. They needed a score at the end of the game to win. And what did he do? He looked at his quarterback and said, I don't think so. We're going to do 2 check downs, and then we're going to run the ball in our 2-minute offense. And
3rd and 7, and they run.
And it worked. All right? That's coaching brilliance.
All right, coaching brilliance. Now you're facing the Rams, where, believe it or not, they have won 6 consecutive. Does it go? What does Shanahan have to do to make it 7 in a row over McVay and the Rams?
But take a look at it. Who was the master and who was the Padawan? Shanahan was the master. McVay's the Padawan. All right. That's the way it's been working. That's the way it's always going to work. The Rams are completely 100% superior team. I chose them. I think they're the better team. They should win. But there's no way on earth I'm putting money on the Rams to cover. None whatsoever. I'm putting my money on Frisco with Frisco and the points. If they don't win, it's going to be close because Shanahan's just that good of a coach. And I hate saying that too, but he is. Shanahan is brilliant.
Luke, the NFC game.
Shanahan might be brilliant, but so is Sean McVay. And Sean McVay wants it more than anybody else does. And that's saying something because Tom Brady really, really wanted it. Gronk really wanted it. You're the one person in the league who you are not supposed to bet against. Tom Brady, McVay took him down. McVay has the momentum. Shanahan has the momentum. This is going to be a 2 heavyweights collided match. I hate to say it. Odell Beckham's going to light these guys up. Shanahan's going to come down. It's going to be a great coach game. Very heavily run, but it's not going to get the job done. McVay is going to win. McVay wants this. They want to host the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford is going to play. Matt Stafford's in a do or die mentality. He's been on a bad team his entire career. This is his first and only chance to go to a Super Bowl. And do you really think he's going to screw it up?
I will agree with one part of it. Rams have pushed all their chips into the middle of the table. It's this year or nothing. It's this year or nothing. And you know what, Phil? You did a great analysis over the fall about how the Braves kind of did sort of the same thing. So it's proven it can work.
The Bucs did it last year. They signed Leonard Fournette. They signed Gronk. They took Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, any person they could. They signed until the roster was stacked and they won the Super Bowl.
But look, the Rams on paper are the superior team in every level. However, the game's not played on paper.
Nope, it's not. I'll tell you this much. I agree with part of the assessments here. I do think this one's going to be close. I like San Francisco definitely. It's only 3.5, and I think it's going to be won on a final play of the game somehow, some way from some team, whether it's a block kicked or a field goal made or a 4th down stop. And it's going to be something like a 21-20
Take a look.
final.
This is what worries me. That Rams kicker was short on a 47-yarder.
Yeah.
That's an NFL. They're not short on 57-yarders. He was short on a 47-yarder. That's not good, folks. And then you've got a running back out there that fumbled not once, but twice. You've got a center that I don't know what he's paying attention to, but it sure as hell wasn't snap count.
All I can say is now you're the home team.
Exactly. And they're playing indoors, home team. Rams have all the talent in the world. They've got a track team that can compete with Kansas City, maybe. Although I still think Kansas City has the better team than the Rams. But still, I like to see that Super Bowl because that's going to be entertaining. It should.
If you have any type of promotional items necessary where you need your logo on it, of any type, anywhere from shirts to bags to scrubs to gym, I don't know, towels, whalehookagency.com. Tell them the coach and crew sent you, and they will work with you. High quality, fair pricing, quick turnaround. What more can you ask for? Whalehookagency.com. All right, so let's get the KOD over with first. I'm taking Kansas City and the Rams to represent the Super Bowl.
That's what I took. I got to change it. Not too late.
Having said that, I really, really want to see for the third time in my lifetime and Super Bowl history, San Fran and the Bengals. I would love to see that. But those are my two picks, Kansas City and the Rams. I'm taking the home squad. Luke, we'll let you go first. Your picks.
Yeah, so in the preseason, I had Kansas City over the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to stick off of that Pierre's day, like kind of how Tantor stuck with his Georgia winning the national championship. I'm going to take Kansas City, even though I'm not rooting for it. And I'm going to take the Rams. And to all you coach and crew showers on the toilet watching this right now, go on and place some bets because it's going to be a huge betting weekend. And I think some numbers are going to be lit up.
All right, scrolling across the bottom of our screen as well is not just mine and Luke's picks and Phil's, but Byron and Devin's picks as well. So you can check those out along the way. But Phil, close us out with your picks.
Well, unfortunately, before I found out what coach was doing, I went with Kansas City and the Rams. However, I don't think either one of those teams cover. I think it's going to be close. I think the underdog's going to cover both of them. I think, but it's just going to be. Generally, these games are great games, so it's something that you want to be watching. You don't want to miss this weekend.
There it is. This is a popcorn weekend. Get all your stuff done on Saturday or Sunday morning. Be done. Put your feet up on the couch. And then while you're there, go to coachandcrewshow.com. We got lots of videos coming out this week, and you can watch them again in the upcoming weeks as well. So make sure you check out our website.
Comment down below who you think is going to win. Comment down below and who you want to go to the Super Bowl. Let's see what the coach and crew fan show, the Fan Nation's picks are compared to our picks.
All right. All bantering aside of each other, we will now banter and banter with Tantor. So there we go. I think we have a new segment. I think we have a new segment. Banter with Tantor.
Banter with Tantor.
I don't know. Anyway, are Phil and his pet Byron and Luke. So there's our cheap plug of the day.
Well, we're going to get now another dozen pieces of hate mail over that. And it wasn't even me.
Shots available. So he'll come back.
Tantor. I hate Tantor. I hate Tantor.
Yeah, as long as it's not a box of Kleenex and some lotion, I'm good.
Hence a text message from earlier today.